with that, we've got a lot of news to talk about. As the first thing I want to talk about comes from the Wrestling Observer, and it has to do with WWE realizing, oh crap, Jeff Hardy can go to AEW and they can reunite the Hardys, and that could be big, and we don't want that. According to Dave Meltzer, in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, Meltzer wrote the following regarding WWE actually reaching out to Jeff Hardy, as Meltzer stated. The John Laurinaitis, the head of WWE Talent Relations, reached out to Jeff Hardy a few weeks ago and wanted to get him, see if he'd come back to WWE. And in doing so, even put a 2022 Hall of Fame induction on the table for Hardy. Ultimately, Hardy would turn this down and then go on to ask for the results of the drug test that he apparently was fired off of. It was stated that Hardy knew that test would not come back positive for any recreational drugs, but yet they still haven't given him the results. Meltzer states that it took Hardy and his wife 6 weeks to get results back. I don't know if that means they did their own drug test or if that is the eventual drug test WWE did. Meltzer did not clarify that, just stating the line, quote, "It took Hardy and his wife 6 weeks to get the results back." So I guess that's from WWE, not 100% sure. But the reason they reached out to Jeff is that the feeling right now that this is one guy that they don't want in AEW because he can reunite with his brother Matt. We can get the Hardy Boys, and it would be massive for All Elite Wrestling. And then they can have a lot of great matches over there with teams like the Young Bucks, FTR, Santana and Ortiz, Pentagon and Phoenix, the House of Black, and so forth. Now, if Jeff were to go to AEW, he can't till mid-March. March 9th is when his WWE no compete does expire. So after March 9th, which is March 9th is a Wednesday, he can appear for All Elite Wrestling. And when's the Revolution pay-per-view? AEW Revolution 2022 is March 6th. So he can't appear for Revolution. And so if Jeff Hardy were to go to AEW, March 16th, Wednesday, March 16th, would be the day he can go, unless, and I don't think, let's see, AEW schedule, unless the 11th is a live Rampage, the 16th will be, let's see, AEW event schedule, March, do they have anything March 6th, 9th? Okay, so the 9th, they are filming both Dynamite and Rampage in Florida. Then they will be in San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio, Texas, March 16th is the first time that Jeff Hardy can appear for AEW. So he turned down WWE, even with them saying, we'll put you in the Hall of Fame if you come back. He said no. Now, there's no 100% certainty that he goes to All Elite Wrestling, but that's what everyone would assume. That's what I would assume. I would think if he still wants to wrestle, he goes to AEW, reunites with Jeff or Matt, and that would be huge. The Hardy Boys in AEW. I mean, that would be one of the biggest things the AEW's ever had. And no offense to anybody else there, but the Hardy Boys together, Matt and Jeff together, whether that is straight up Matt and Jeff Hardy Boys, or they end up going the route of Broken Matt and Brother Nero. That would be massive for All Elite Wrestling. And many do expect him. Meltzer does state here that, where was it? The belief is that unless he goes back to WWE, which he has turned them down, all things point to him going to AEW. I do want to say thank you to Silent by Deadly for the super sticker donation. Really do appreciate that. So, excuse me. Jeff Hardy was offered to return to WWE just less like a month after they fired him for possibly failing a drug test. We don't even know what the result is of that drug test and that incident that did take place at that live event in Texas. So we'll keep following the story. Got a ways to go till Jeff can do anything, not per se, because if there is the off chance that he decides, yeah, never mind, I will go back to WWE, he can do that at any time. But anything outside of WWE wrestling related, we'll have to wait till at least March 9th. But it looks like for AEW, March 16th is that date. But again, we'll follow this story. We'll see where it goes. I doubt he goes back to WWE. We'll have more once that becomes available. But Jesus Christ, what are they thinking? They really think they can go out here and say, oh, Jeff Hardy is fired by the company because questionable actions at a live event and this and that, and try to slander his name and whatnot. And they think he's just going to be like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll come back. Oh, you want to put him in the Hall of Fame? Sure. Jeff will go in the Hall of Fame eventually, whether that is by himself or with Matt. Yes. But it ain't happening this year. I highly, 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 highly doubt that happens.